It is lights out here at the USGP Texi and Tokyo, taking the first two positions out of qualifying for Red Bull, but now being challenged by Skillmax in the Audi, who goes for second position. A great start for him, and a very chaotic start here in the midfield as we hop on board with Goofy in the Haas, looking to fight the Ferrari of Spooky and defend against multi-time winner Tuzi's on the outside, but Goofy's got the inside line going into the hairpin. Spooky in the Ferrari getting pushed down from 9th to 11th. Not the place to be for a Ferrari for sure. Goofy in the Haas now going around the outside of Marshall in the Aston, pushing cars aside. He says this position is mine. Now he has to defend it though. Going down the straight, we see the front wing of Tuzi's Rush right there as he pushes Goofy aside ever so slightly. There's contact between them. Marshall trying to get position back, gaining it from his teammate. Now going to hunt down the cars ahead. And it looks like Spooky also trying to gain back the positions he lost at the beginning of the lap. Goofy now once again trying to defend. He's getting knocked around by Marshall, hitting Tuzi's now. It is bumper cars in the midfield today. The kind of racing that you would find at your local Go track for sure, as Marshall now tries to drag race Goofy down the straight. They get curves and he's got that inside line. Goofy now getting pushed off the track ever so slightly as Spooky now 14th, looking to gain 3 positions in 13th now. Spooky using his curves, looking left, looking right, just trying to gain position. It is a dangerous game, and it's contact between him and the Aston Martin. They both lose position from that incident. Great racing from the first couple laps. It is now lap 4. Mr. Brian in the Ferrari in 5th position, trying to defend against Quangus in the Haas. It is really Ferrari versus the Haas cars today. Mr. Brian going to be holding that inside line coming to this left-hand curve. And it looks like Quangus is going to lift off. Mr. Brian holds position for now. It is a very technical circuit. Any mistake can result in position loss. The fight continues between Mr. Brian and Quangus John. Mr. Brian holding position for now. For another lap, he will remain in 5th as Quangus now goes for an attack and he hits his front wing against the apex. He loses out against that fight and he is no longer in the equation for Mr. Brian's race. As we hop on board with the Aston of Marshall, trying to put pressure on the Haas of Goofy Pepper. Goofy trying to defend with everything he's got. Marshall, you can tell just by the lines he's taking, he is really trying to look for any opening whilst maintaining his own position. Quangus in the Haas now using his curves to get ahead, going into turn 1 and 2. He goes off for a second. Every driver making mistakes, small mistakes. They are costing them precious time as Marshall now trying to capitalize on that momentum. He gets the position back into the hairpin. He runs wide, nearly into the wall. Lots of overtakes have been made by this man here, Marshall, who went from 10th, now 9th, looking for 8th position, but that's gonna have to wait as he is now under threat from an attacking Haas. Quangus on the outside, they go side by side, and it looks like Quangus is gonna have the inside line going into this section over here. He's gonna have that position, but Marshall tries to go around the outside. Quangus is able to get his front wing just far ahead enough to maintain position on that left bend. Marshall now looking for position. He just needs to hold on to the car ahead. Quangus John is the one with momentum now. As he goes down the straight, he's going to be looking for position 7 as Goofy Pepper dips a tire into the grass. We've been seeing lots of drivers making mistakes there. Quangus trying to take that mistake to his advantage, but it is Marshall in the Aston. Down the inside he goes for a double overtake. A brilliant move. Quangus not so happy. He hits Goofy. He hits Jimbo, but Jimbo doesn't have what it takes for now. Quangus is going to hold on to position as Quangus now makes a mistake and he goes off the track into the grass. He goes, a fatal mistake. He loses position and he has to wait painfully as cars go past him. He has to re-enter carefully onto the track. 14th he is now. Now with Quangus out of the equation, it is Goofy versus Marshall. Goofy going for a move, but it looks like they make contact going into turn 1. And it is Goofy who loses position. Marshall was able to hold on. Goofy now into 10th. Mr. Bryan having a solid race with the safety car now ending. He will be looking to get onto that podium if he can nail this restart. Down the main straight they go.
Lap,
into turn 1, Mr. Bryan will try to look for position. It looks like the cars ahead are battling it out. Mr. Bryan could take that into his own advantage as they head down towards the hairpin. He's got that inside line against the Red Bull of Tokyo. He's got that inside line and it looks like it's not enough. Tokyo remains side by side, but Tokyo now has the inside line, but he concedes position, opting to let Mr. Bryan through. Tokyo now down into 4th. Bryan onto the podium. Tokyo now has to worry about himself. Mr. Bryan in 3rd position, looking for 2nd place against Skillmax. Skillmax who had a brilliant start. Mr. Bryan having a brilliant restart. Going into 2nd position. Skillmax falling into 3rd, trying to get that back. Leading this race for 26 laps, Texi is looking pretty much untouchable as he loses his rear going into turn 1. I say that as he tumbles down the order. He can't even re-enter the track yet because Marshall and Tuzies are here side by side, and it is Marshall who goes ahead towards the hairpin. Will he be able to hold on to that position? He has to defend against the car behind, but it looks like Marshall able to use that boost from his car. The man who led this race for 26 or 7 laps, now his story is turning out to be a bit of a tragedy as he is currently in 8th, fighting for 7th, using his curves, trying to get that inside line from Quangus in the Haas. He gets position going into this complicated bus stop chicane here. Quangus now settling for 8th. Will he be able to keep up with Texi, the man who was able to put himself on pole? I don't think so. He falls down to 8th. Hopping on board with Spooky, who has not been having the best of races, battling it out with the Aston Martin. He is just trying to get into 12th position. A points finish would be ideal, but he is running out of laps in this race. Just 6 more to go. Spooky trying to hold on to that inside line. Going into the chicane here. Looking left, looking right, and trying to get onto that throttle as quickly as possible. And there are 1,000 switchbacks that have resulted in a position gained. Texi is quick, but does he have what it takes to go up against Tuzies, a multi-time race winner himself? Down the inside goes Texi, braking late into turn 1 and 2, but Tuzies with a brilliant switchback. Texi is going to have a very, very difficult time against this man here, using his boost around the outside at the hairpin. That's an interesting way to go. Will he be able to hold on? They rub wheels as Texi moves forward. He is able to get into 7th position. Will he hold on to it though? That is the question. Hopping on board with Mr. Bryan, who was in 2nd, now in 4th. I am not sure how he got here. Perhaps a strategy call with the pits, but not for long. He is clawing his way back onto the podium steps. Skillmax currently in 2nd for Audi. A win is now on the table for him. He has been chasing the win all race. He's been 2nd all race. And it is Mr. Bryan currently in 3rd, looking to gain position from Skillmax into the final sector. Here we go. Skillmax trying to get that position back. The win is on the cards for both of these guys. A battle valiantly fought to the end. Marshall in the Aston still fighting. Into the hairpin they go. He tries to maintain 6th position. A beautiful switchback going in to that left-hand hairpin. Into the S's now he goes. A brilliant story for Mr. Bryan in the Ferrari. He wins for Scuderia Ferrari as he weaves in celebration across the finish line. Tokyo now allowing Texi to go home and take second place after a disappointing mistake going into turn 1 at the restart. Skillmax will have to settle for outside the podium. He finishes 4th. Marshall has completed a brilliant race, completing many overtakes as he goes for 6th. Quengus settling for 8th position.